All right, it says that I am live. I might be a minute or two early, but that's because I've never streamed live from the phone today. So, guys, it is that time again. It is currently Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and it is time for my live show. But you may notice that I'm not at my desk. I'm not in my office, and things look a little bit different, a little weird around me. And that's because today I am on the set of the cinematic experience that's called Weekend Warrior. And I am a camera operator on this project. And let me tell you guys a little bit about it, and I'll give you a little bit of background. So, Weekend Warrior is basically a medieval and LARPing cinematic experience. And you can see some of these guys coming by behind me, coming back for lunch. And basically, what's going on out here is my friends from the Forge Studios. I've done a lot of projects with them and mentioned them a lot in the past, and also some people from Fell and Fair Media have put together this awesome experience for people to come and spend the weekend out here in Culpeper, Virginia, and participate in this fantasy adventure. And so, if you look, let me go here. If you look all around here, we have this beautiful location out in Culpeper. We're actually at Mountain Run Winery in Culpeper, Virginia, and everything is all set up. Everyone is all dressed up in garb with weapons. We have our main eating area over here. Lunch is actually going to be starting pretty soon. Let me pull, okay, showing my live chat, just making sure. And we've got some more people coming back right now. And so basically what's happening is everybody has come out here to participate. We've got a couple hundred people that are out here. There are 4 different factions that they're split up into. They all have different storylines, and there's been a storyline created that they all are sort of exploring and adventuring their way through. And they're sleeping here, living here. Everything is period. They've got me dressed in some tunics here. Oh, my
Behave
friend.
yourself, young man.
DL, say hello to the internet there.
Hello, internet. My name is Finnbjorn.
Oh, that's right. He's not DL for this weekend. As you can see, everybody here has an alter ego, has a character, has a persona, and they're all so into it and so passionate. It's really cool. But the reason I am out here, because this is not necessarily my kind of thing necessarily, is that we are covering this entire event with cameras. So that's what makes it a cinematic experience. So both the Forge and Fell and Fair are known for being video production companies and making some really cool stuff. The Forge are the guys who I worked with and made the feature-length film The Rangers. And so the Rangers are one of the factions that are here. But so we're covering this entire thing. We have 8 camera operators out here. We're shooting on GH5s, GH4s. We're shooting some drone stuff I've been out here doing. We've got GoPros all over the place. We've got time lapses. We've got this place absolutely covered. It is ridiculous. Well, you see these guys having some fun back here behind me, getting all lined up and everything. But so we're covering everything and following these different storylines. And the idea is at the end, it'll become either a documentary style kind of piece or possibly even a web series. So they have pitched this to a few distributors that may be interested in giving funding to go further. And so we'll see what it sort of shapes up to. So we're basically out here capturing the action live as it happens. And to be honest, there's been a lot of action. This has been my first opportunity to sneak away, and I'm only gonna be able to stay away for just a few minutes before I gotta go grab a camera up again. But 1 o'clock is my time to spend with you guys. So I wanted to make sure I came on out here. So I know we've got a few people watching live right now. So if you do have any questions about anything, please go ahead and pop them up and I'll respond to them here in the chat. But if you're watching this later and you want to know more about it, please leave questions down in the comments there. And also I'm going to add descriptions later or links into the description so that if you're interested in participating in something like this, whether it be on the participant side or whether it be you know, from the cinematic side, I'll make all those links available for you. So I'll give you links to This particular event, which is called Weekend Warrior, I'll have links to the guys over at the Forge Studios. I'll have links over to Felon Fair, and any other relevant links I'll make sure to get down there as well. But real quick, just to finish this off, guys, since we're getting ready for lunch, let me give you a tour of some of the stuff that we got going on here. And if any questions come up, I will address those along the way. So let's go ahead and flip the camera around and I'll show you guys what we got going on. So like I said, I'm kind of tucked in the corner here because we're trying to keep everything as authentic and period as possible. But we have this beautiful winery here that, they've been so gracious as to provide this space for us to do this. So we have our main dining area here. You can see we have one of the factions. Those are, I believe, the Sea Lords in blue, coming in to eat. Over here, we have one of the camps. So like I said, there are 4 camps in total, and they're all in this central area, but there's actually 25 acres of land out here. And so there's woods and all sorts of stuff that we were just in filming. There were battles, there's quests for them to go on, things for them to find, storylines that develop that are actually only known to us and the organizers. So the participants are really discovering stuff real time. So there's a lot of structure to it, and it's very cool. So here's one of the factions here. My faction is the Rangers, who are over there in the corner, and Sea Lords and Kingsmen are over here. I don't want to get too close because really everyone here is they're extremely into character, and I'm really trying not to wander around with my phone out here on a little tripod, and pull them out of it, because they stay in character and they stay in game from sun up to sundown and beyond. I mean, they are in it all night. They wake up in character. They go to bed in character. Like I said, it's an escape for everybody. And the cool thing is, the name is very appropriate. It's called Weekend Warrior, and it's that idea that these people have different jobs and do other things in their regular lives, but on the weekend they are someone completely different, and they get to create that character and come out here and participate and have some battles, some fun, some drinks. We are at a winery, so at night there's a bar open in there, and they pay with their own special currency that can be purchased here. They have coins. Like, everything is legit. It's authentic. It's really cool, and it's really, really well put together. And it makes it an interesting cinematic experience for me as a camera operator, because it means that it's basically like shooting a documentary, but it ends up being a period piece, because everything is exact. I don't have to worry about, I can't point the camera that way or that way because, you'll see the vehicles. There are no vehicles here. All the vehicles are kept a mile off site, and everyone is shuttled in to keep everyone in this experience. So as camera operators, we can run around and there are shots everywhere. And it's just this immersive, 360-degree environment that's just really, really, really cool. And yeah, like I said, the fantasy genre and LARPing and all that stuff is not necessarily my thing. It's not something that I do or am particularly interested in. But shooting stuff and creating certainly is, and interacting with other artists. And there are some amazing, amazing artists out here who are participating in this event and who have put this event together. Just some of the details on these people's costumes and their weaponry. There are vendors here selling pelts and all sorts of stuff. And from a cinematic standpoint, it really puts us into that world, and it's really cool. And so, yes, us camera operators, we stand out a little bit because we've got cameras. We're running around trying to get the shots. But like I said, they've dressed us like them, so that we match in with our faction's colors. I'm wearing green because I'm with the Rangers. And, we're embedded. And we were told by Ron Newcomb from the Forge Studios, he's one of the guys who helped put this together, to think of ourselves as almost being like war reporters or military reporters. Like, we're embedded with a unit. We do what they do. We go where they go, and we dress like them, and we spend our time with them. And it's just a really cool take on a way to do this. It certainly isn't what I would call traditional filmmaking. There's no setup and shoot. There's no lighting. We've got a few little aperture pocket, M9 lights that when it gets darker, we do need to utilize. But everything else, luckily, our weather is just, look at this. It's absolutely gorgeous. My pasty self is going to get sunburned, but it's absolutely gorgeous out here. And yeah, it's bare bones filmmaking, but it really brings you back to the key things of filmmaking, which is the story. So we're following the stories of each of our own factions. Like I said, there are 8 camera operators, and we're split up into teams of 2, and 2 of us are assigned to each of the different factions. And so we're working, with our specific team. We don't necessarily know what's going on with the other factions and what they're doing and what their quests and missions are or where they're going to be. We're just sticking with our guys. Oh man, there's more than just a slight breeze going through there. But yeah, so story is key, and that's one thing you really need to remember and recognize. There's things dropping out of this tree, so if I get bonked on the head live on YouTube, that'll be I better get a thumbs up on this video down there if I end up taking one of these things to the head, because they are dropping like crazy. I'm gonna go move a little bit. But yeah, so story is key, and sometimes you just need to go out and have a little fun. So I do cinematography professionally. I shoot, I produce, I edit, I do all of this stuff professionally, and yet I still come out here onto the weekend and beat myself to a pulp shooting and being a part of something like this. And this is completely volunteer. All of us are volunteering our time, volunteering our equipment, and just volunteering in any way possible to make this thing happen. And it's because, one, it's fun, and 2, it's an exercise in filmmaking. It's an exercise in storytelling. Sometimes you can get wrapped up. I do a lot of corporate video stuff. It's really easy for me to say, oh yeah, I know how to set up and frame an interview or something like that. But this is completely different. So, I think we've been getting some good stuff. My lower back and my knees definitely feel like we've been getting some good stuff, if that says anything. And who knows? We'll see what comes out of this project. So guys, I'm probably going to sign off here because I'm going to go try and get myself seated and grab some lunch before we get back into the games. But like I said, I will have as much information as possible and pertinent links in the description down below for you guys to check out. Leave any questions, any comments, anything that, I may have left out down in the comments section there. And I will make sure to get back to you about that, or put you in touch with the appropriate people if you're looking for more information about events like this. But yeah, so I think that is about it for this show, guys. So I want to remind you that, if you didn't join us live for this one, make sure that you join me live for the next one. So every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, I am doing a live show. Next week, I will be back at my comfortable desk in my home office setup, as opposed to out here in the field, if you will. Actually, literally kind of in a field right now. So make sure to stay tuned for those and join me in the live show. Next week for the live show, we are going to be discussing what is currently in my go-to lighting kit. So sort of my favorite lights that I've been using, and which ones right now I am using in my kit. So when I need to go out and I need to shoot something and I need to light it, this is the kit that I grab, and I'm going to share with you guys everything that's in it, and we can discuss if you have some stuff and favorite lights in your kit, or even favorite lights that are coming out that you've had your eye on, or anything like that. So that will be next Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure to join me for that. And guys, please go ahead and if you're not already, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you click that little notification bell so that you get notified whenever I have either a live video happening, or if I have a review or any other video content coming out, because I do have some backlogged reviews that I am slugging my way through that will be coming your way. And I know for a fact I've got some cool new stuff coming my way that I want to get reviewed very quickly. So guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me. I'm going to go grab some food, and then I'm going to get back to it. We got a long weekend of this, and the fun has only just begun. So guys, I appreciate it. Be safe out there. And remember, story is king, and go out and have some fun, man. Be a weekend warrior. Have a good time. All right, guys. Take care of yourselves.